Ladies and gentlemen, those between and those far out, my name is Kaz Phoenix, for those of you who do not know me. And for longtime viewers, welcome back to the U Idaho Esports Twitch channel. I'm joined here today by Garrett Britton for another pre-game interview. Garrett, welcome to the couch.
Thanks for having me. It's comfortable.
I appreciate it. Usually I wait till like later to ask that question, but I'm glad you gave me an answer now. It's
I felt right at home.
We're taking good insight of the couch opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you coming today. I know you were kind of taking today to relax, but I'm glad that you decided to come out, stop by the lab.
Absolutely.
Usually we do the series to introduce people who haven't seen the lab before, but
I've been here from the beginning.
You've kind of helped build it to what it is today to a certain extent.
Yeah,
anyway, for those of you who don't know, most of Garrett's involvement in the esports program has been working with the Rocket League team. But I will hand the talking stick over to you if you want to more formally introduce yourself, things that you do for the university and also with the esports program, since you do have that involvement as well.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I'm with the Rocket League team. I coach the team, so I've kind of been here from the start, the inception of the whole, I don't want to say club, but organization. And besides that, I also work for the university as a photographer and videographer, right next door, actually, in the visual productions department for UCM. So I've been here for 3 years and 3 months or something like that. So feeling like I'm starting to get into my groove, got the rhythm, starting to flow. And just happy to be here, happy to be a part of this. And I wish this was something that I had when I was in college. So it's kind of like I get to live vicariously through the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Which is, it's awesome to hear that as well. I like that we're getting to that stage of the organization where people are coming in and it's like, oh, I wish I had that when I was in college or something like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love being a part of things like that and either making people feel old or feeling old myself.
Right.
Is awesome. It's like when I went down the Boise for what I was talking to you about before, for the high school state esports championships. I was like, oh wow, they have this whole organization across the state hosting these competitions. That's awesome. I wish I had that in high school. And I'm like, oh, I'm old.
Right.
No.
Right.
No, you're not. I don't believe the gap in age is too wide between us as it has been.
How old do you think I am?
29.
Yeah, nice guess. You're right on the money.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Boom.
Perfect.
There we go. I got an instinct. I
thought you might have looked this up and you were pulling a trick question.
Oh no. But I have looked up some things about you, more so just like about your work history and stuff like that. Because for the most part, you've spent a lot of your years, at least up to this point, in broadcasting and other forms of journalism, mostly for radio, right? Your little LinkedIn bio, your face for radio goes into video production, which I found a little funny, yeah.
And it's funny because that LinkedIn profile, dude, that thing's just collecting cobwebs, dude. I haven't touched that thing in weeks, months, years, who knows.
But I mean, there's some interesting insight there. Like for example, you finished your undergrad at Wazoo, so I'm assuming that you're a Washington native.
That's true. Yeah, I grew up north of Seattle in a little town called Edmonds, coastal town. It's got ferries running back and forth. It's a very Washington-esque type town. And then I did my undergrad. Well, part of my undergrad, I got my AA at the local community college through a high school or college and high school program called Running Start, and then I went to WSU. Graduated in 2016 at 19, so that was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
Quick in and out.
It seems to be like kind of linear, right? You've spent most of your work life in Washington as well.
Correct.
You worked for radio in Seattle. You worked for the Mariners for a little bit. So a little cool. Shout out to Mackay, wherever you are. Big Mariners fan in here.
Nice.
Or Mariners hater. I don't remember. He just likes to talk about them a lot.
Sports.
So sports.
Sports.
And you didn't end up coming back to Wazoo like some other people that we've talked to who went to Wazoo, maybe went back there to work for a little bit and then came out here.
Yeah.
You spent most of your time like back in Seattle, basically where you grew up until you came out here. What drove your decision to come back out to the Palouse and work in Moscow?
It's a good question. I worked in radio for 4 or 5 years, enjoyed my time, but then COVID hit. Everything just kind of like stand still for the most part.
Yeah.
Started looking for a shift. And And so I ended up coming out here because my girlfriend, she had taken a few gap years after she was in school, and so she wanted to come back and finish her degree. So we moved back out here. We started going back, or she started going back to school, and I just was like, I need to pick up a job somewhere. And so that was like our first time living outside of our parents' house, living together. So it was a big step, coming out here. We also knew that rent was significantly cheaper than the west side, as you can imagine.
For sure.
And I would say that I just had a bit of comfort coming back to the Palouse. It's a beautiful place. Everybody's super nice. I'm comfortable with the area and how to navigate it. And some people come out here and they're like, oh, it's so boring, being out here. And it's like, no, this is like an amazing place. You gotta find your little pockets and your little community. But it's genuinely like so beautiful to be out here in this community. It's so nice. It's just comfortable all the time. So we came out here, to get her degree wrapped up, and then I just kind of picked up a job, started doing real estate marketing for a little bit, and it wasn't really for me. So luckily the job opened up here at U of I, and I had never stepped foot on U of I's campus until my interview here. It was very interesting.
Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't know anything of it. But honestly, since I've been here, it's like, go Vandals, you know what I mean? It's a whole nother town, and had I visited this school before committing to WSU, I might have gone to U of I instead.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what it was. It was just something about the campus being super beautiful, just like really tight-knit community. Like Moscow is just a great city to just, recreate in general. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything outside of WSU when I was there, and that's just kind of where I spent my time, and I'm happy that I found this place.
Oh, super awesome.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like, because obviously you finished the rest of your undergrad in Pullman. You were like literally across the border from here. You basically had no idea that it was here.
Yeah, correct.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're here now.
Me too.
Right? You get to enjoy a community, enjoy the space, also enjoy the program. Obviously, like, it's not a situation of like, oh, you're seeing the program for the first time, because you've been a part of it for a while. What encouraged you to initially get involved with the esports program? Like, how did this opportunity open up for you?
It's funny you mentioned that. When I first started here, I was just kind of getting my feet wet, kind of just learning the ropes, getting things figured out. And as time went on, I kind of caught wind from our previous DAM manager, which is data asset management. His name's Joe. And I caught wind that he's like, oh, they're building an esports arena next door. And I was like, ooh, ears perked up and everything. And I was like, well, hey, like, if you start hearing them, like, doing stuff or start figuring out what's going on, will you just, like, let me know? And he was like, yeah, sure. But, I don't know if it really was him. I just kind of got the idea from him. And then I just kind of started walking in here more frequently, because I'd see Wayne kind of coming in here and talking to people, but I hadn't introduced myself. So one day I just kind of walked in and was like, hey, I'm Garrett. I heard that there's esports. What's that all about? And then we kind of started chatting, and I was like, well, I like Rocket League. Like, can I coach it? And he's like, sure. And it was that easy, genuinely. And then I want to say, like,
simpler times at the beginning of this program.
Oh god, yeah, we have all these weird tables that were all from the old computer lab, and all these like strange setups and random consoles that like didn't quite make sense to have. Like, just such a fun time to just kind of be like seeing the grassroots beginning. And as time went on, obviously got a lot more official. The carpet. Major improvement. I think that was when I realized, like, oh, this could be like actually a cool space, now that we've like renovated the floor. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy. I kind of just fell into it, and then like, week or two after I talked to Wayne, I kind of just made an announcement on the Discord saying like, hey, we're starting a Rocket League team, and that was when I got the very first person to join the team. Seth Graham, Boofless, you've probably seen.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure our viewers have known Boofless. He's the top tier. He's goated.
You'll be seeing him today in his game against John Brown University. Quick plug. I'll make that segue later when we actually get closer to the game. But
yeah. So Seth was the very first player, and then it just kind of all, kind of tumbled along from there. Carson was another one, Weedles, who doesn't play Rocket League anymore, very involved in the program, though. And it was just, we didn't really know what we were doing.
One of the occasional hosts for our podcast.
Yeah. And we didn't really know what we were doing. We had all these ideas and what we needed to do to practice, and I remember making like a diagram or like a graph of like a month of September and being like, we're going to practice this day, this day, this day, this day, all these like random little things. I think we did that once. I did not follow through with continuing this schedule of like weird graphics, but yeah, it was weird, man. I mean, it kind of just happened. Never expected it, but I'm happy that it occurred, and I'm happy that I get to be a part of it.
That's awesome. Did you expect to, see the program in the state that it is now? I mean, we're 3 years deep into the program's existence and 3 years deep into this space, right? That looks nothing like its first iteration, at least from what I've seen from like
specifically
videos.
Is like, wow, I never would have thought we'd have anything remotely professional looking, to be honest. Like, it was rough in the beginning.
Yeah, no, I get it. But it really goes to show, it's like we have a very dedicated team who really wants this to exist and be perpetuated to its fullest extent. And you, I mean, by being a part of the program, kind of help make that happen.
Yeah, I'm happy to be there. Happy to be that role.
Yeah. Well, Garrett, thank you so much for joining me at the couch here. It was lovely to have you.
Absolutely.
I'm glad the couch was comfortable.
Such a good couch.
For now, I will be segueing back to our casters in the room back there. Going to get you started on our Rocket League action tonight. Our JV team will be playing John Brown University in a very standard best-of-7 fashion. But I'll have my casters get you more started on the action for tonight. So stay tuned. But at least from this corner of the room, it's going to be a good night from me and Garrett. So, yeah, have fun and go Vandals.
Go Vandals.